Hi everyone, Kim Coco here, founder of Swagtail. Today's article is about staying motivated as a yoga teacher through the power of flow. Personal improvement is always high on my priority list, and last week I read a book that entirely changed my perspective on this topic. Stealing Fire by Steven Kotler and Jamie Wheal reveals how Silicon Valley, the Navy SEALs, and maverick scientists are using the power of flow to remain highly motivated and perform at peak levels consistently. And they reveal how you can do this too. In this post, I simplify ecstasis. I'll share how you can get into the flow state easily. Plus, I'll note how you can easily spot components of flow in your yoga classes already and add even more ways to bring this theme to life for your students. Ready, set, let's flow. Fuel your fire. In traditional Chinese medicine, fire is the element from which all of life derives. It's not only the force that provides warmth and light for man, it's a source of joy, passion, and enthusiasm. When set ablaze, it's unstoppable. Perhaps this is why, according to Greek mythology, that Prometheus defied Zeus and gave fire to humans. From the Eleusinian, Pythagoras met with other elites in secret. To Burning Man and the Nevada desert, mankind has been seeking ways to harness this power. In no way does this indicate that real fire should be included in your yoga classes, although the image of flame twirling while in Warrior 2 does conjure up quite an image of empowerment. Instead, the real goal is to discover and develop practices that keep your internal fire hot. Can you remain motivated over a lengthy career of teaching? Are you able to accelerate your own levels of learning and performance? How do you simply and clearly pass these ideas on to your students? We'll get to that. Ecstasis. What is ecstasis? Ecstasis is a Greek word for stepping beyond oneself, and more broadly interpreted as the ability to engage in a non-ordinary state of consciousness, where there is this euphoric connection to a source of energy and intelligence far beyond normal comprehension. Essentially, it's the flow state, where action and awareness merge to generate an experience far beyond our normal selves. Perhaps you've experienced such a profound alteration in your body and mind during a yoga class before. Maybe it's the high that keeps you coming. How does the flow state work? During an ecstatic experience, all of the pleasure chemicals get released into the body. Step 1. The brain releases norepinephrine and dopamine. This increases heart rate, improves focus, and enhances the ability to link incoming information together in useful and unique ways. Step 2. Brainwaves downshift from beta to alpha. It's like daydreaming mode kicks in, and any resistance to a wide array of ideas disappears. Step 3. Hypofrontality begins. This is a fancy way of prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for defining one's sense of self, shuts down. The inner critic vanishes. Our sense of past and future dampens. Even previous filters set up to sort incoming data go away. The new information can be received more objectively. Step 4. Endorphins and anandamine are released by the brain. Not only do these chemicals deepen feelings of trust and intimacy, they boost the ability to connect seemingly to different ideas. By the way, this is often the way breakthroughs in any field are made. Step 5. Theta brainwaves become evident. This is where relaxation and intuition enter the picture. Step 6. Serotonin and oxytocin get released. The icing on the cake comes with the feelings of peace, well-being, and sociability, thanks to the inner chemistry change. The end result of these steps? A 200% boost in creativity, a 490% boost in learning, a 500% boost in productivity. Now, who doesn't want that? How do you know if you are in a flow state? There are 4 elements that distinctly characterize ecstasis. They call them STIR. S stands for selflessness. This is all about seeing the world beyond your body, current roles, relationships, and circumstances. It's a shift from only experiencing oneself in a challenging pose on the mat to objectively viewing that pose as a means by which you are a little less attached to the uncomfortable things in life. In time, you exit the posture and the circumstances change, and you'll be wiser for the experience. T stands for timelessness. When in the flow, time feels expansive. Even though you may be processing more information, the moment seems to last longer, and it's in that elongated now that you can be aware of yourself, your destination, and any correctional steps you may want to take on the journey. It's why 10 minutes in Shavasana can seem to pass in the blink of an eye. E equates to effortlessness. When something feels awesome, you want to do it again. It's why you and your students want to continue their practice. There might be moments of intensity, but making it through pose after pose, class after class, confidence is established. There's a keenness in the process that arises, and the notion that you are in control keeps you coming back for more. R stands for richness. Because of the cascade of biochemicals in the body, non-ordinary experiences are vivid and detailed. The novelty of ecstasis is that you're tapping into the intelligence behind flowing through the entire universe. In fact, it's been there all along. Connecting to it feels significant. R stands for richness. Because of the cascade of biochemicals in the body, non-ordinary experiences are vivid and detailed. The novelty of ecstasis is that you're tapping into the intelligence behind. You're tapping into the intelligence behind and flowing through the entire universe. In fact, it's been there all along, and connecting to it feels significant. What does the flow state have to do with teaching yoga? Stealing Fire covers lots of ways in which one can experience ecstasis: pharmacological experimentation, extreme sports, and technological stimulation. Yoga, although briefly mentioned, can be one of the best ways to get out of your head without breaking the bank or risking death. And you can do it almost any time, anywhere. The ecstatic experience you had with yoga might be the reason you were drawn not only to the practice, but also to teach. Keeping the fire ablaze is now the task at hand. Here are a few tips that can continually keep passion flowing into your life and your classes. Tip 1. List what activities flow. Make a list of things you love to do in addition to yoga that generate feelings of ecstasis. Live music, sex, meditation, traveling, massages, or self-improvement workshops. What floats your boat? Then, decide how you can incorporate these activities into your schedule on a regular basis. While it may be appropriate for a home yoga practice or meditation to fall into a daily event, other activities might only need to be done once a month or even once a year. Consider the enthusiasm that comes from attending a weekend yoga conference. Ideas can last for months afterward. Once you decide how often you might want to do these ecstatic activities, get out your calendar and pencil in some dates for yourself. For the larger ticket items, you could even get a family member or friend to join you. Have fun in the planning and the ongoing process of stealing fire. Tip 2. Fold ecstasy into your everyday responsibilities. While you get a high teaching a class or engaging in any of your other preferred activities, there are everyday tasks that still need to be done. Cleaning the studio, organizing the books, updating your online schedule, taking care of your family. You can avoid the unrelatable and airy yoga stereotypes by simply using your post-yoga bliss to be fully focused on whatever task may follow, even if it's not as thrilling as your previous Ekapada Bakasana. Tip 3. Build momentum on a deliberate path. History has shown that stealing fire does not always mean mastery of it. Instead of burning out or burning up, set some quiet time aside to reflect on how your ecstatic endeavors are really working out for you. Using our 5-step process to cultivate awareness can be a great way to assess the response you have to your flow activities. How to bring flow to your students. Flow is more than just a style of yoga. There are lots of ways you can sprinkle ecstasis into your classes. Check out the 3 following ways that are both simple and allow the mind to get quiet. Inform your students that it's entirely common and totally normal for the inner critic to arise when first moving into a non-ordinary state of consciousness or an ecstatic experience like yoga. Keep in mind that hypofrontality will kick in where the prefrontal cortex shuts down, and the critic will be silenced. Remind the class to stick with the practice and let the neurochemicals work their magic. 2. Get upside down. Google has a flow training program in which extreme playground equipment for adults, including giant looping-induced ecstasis. It turns out a certain environment can trigger this state, and so can a change in gravity. While area yoga gets you levitating in all sorts of directions, moving yourself on your mat in non-traditional ways can get you high. Think down dog, bridge, or headstand. Allow each inversion to amplify the flow state and increase your performance both on and off of the mat. 3. Samadhi equals enlightenment, which equals ecstasy. Patanjali described the 8th limb of yoga as samadhi, where the meditator transcends the self. According to scientific research, deliberate movement of the body is one of the best ways to not only improve our emotions and get into a meditative state, it can also trigger ecstasy. No need to hide away in a cave or spend hours seated. You can make the most of your moves to achieve the same thing, and so do your students with each asana on the mat. Want to read more? Stealing Fire is a page-turner that fills in the historical perspective on ecstasis, pharmacological experiments that blew people's minds, and the engineering feats that have resulted from this non-ordinary state of consciousness. This book is a game about taking their performance, creativity, and learning to a whole new level. This is Kim Coco, founder of Swagtail. Thanks so much for listening today. For more information on business strategies, class resources, and communication tools, visit us at swagtail.com.